So we have come to the 5th canto, 6th chapter of Bhagavatam. Take 10th verse. Yenaha vava kalau anujapasada deva maya mohita swavidhi niyoya shaucha charitra vihina deva helanani apavratani nijechaya grihanana asnanacha manashaucha keshaluna chara chanadini kalina dharma bahuleno upahata dhiyo brahmana yagna purusha loka vidushakaha prayena bhavishyanti. Is the prose form. People who are lowest among men and bewildered by the illusory energy of the Supreme Lord will give up the original Varnashrama Dharma and its rules and regulations. They will abandon bathing 3 times daily and worshipping the Lord. Abandoning cleanliness and neglecting the Supreme Lord, they will accept nonsensical principles, not regularly bathing or washing their mouth regularly. They will always remain unclean. They will pluck out their hair, following a concocted religion. They will flourish. In the age of Kali, people are more inclined to irreligious systems. Consequently, these people will naturally deride Vedic authority, the followers of Vedic authority, the Brahmanas, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the devotees. In Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna, when he is instructing Arjuna, he says, Brahma Sutra Chadais. What are the exact words? Brahma Sutra Padaischaya. He said, I am quoting Arjuna. What I am telling you is also spoken in the Brahma Sutras. So the idea is that the Vedic knowledge is a revealed knowledge. It's a Shabda Pramana. And we have to become accustomed to this. We have been talking about how we have to take knowledge from the perfect source. Yes. Then the immediate application comes that our own mind has to be rejected, but it is not perfect. It's like suppose we are under medication and doctor says you take this medicine and you say I want to take other medicine. Your mind says no, you please follow the doctor, correct? The same way, it has to be, whole society has to be so nicely molded that everybody fixes. Shrotiyam Brahmanishtham. That's a qualification of Acharya. Brahmanishtham is fixed on the absolute knowledge. Whatever knowledge we get in this world is related. They said one speculator will bring one philosophy, another speculator will tomorrow defeat it. That's what happens in this world, going on continuously. But the original Vedic knowledge is not changed. When somebody asked Srila Prabhupada, can you give a new interpretation of Bhagavad Gita? So Prabhupada said, what? I'm not so intelligent. What was spoken 5,000 years by Lord Krishna to Arjuna? What was written down by Vedavyasa in the Bhagavad Gita? What was explained by Madhvacharya and all the great acharyas? Same thing I'm going to repeat today. Many times when Prabhupada, they asked Prabhupada that you have done a great, Prabhupada said, no, if you want to give me any credit, give me this credit. I didn't change anything. In Kali Yuga, the unfortunate part is people do not go by Shabda Pramana. They have no respect for these great Vedic authorities. They are not even trained in that way. Previously in India itself, we are told that Vedavyasa said that. People immediately, oh, Vedavyasa said, this is Veda Vakya. But today that is not there. And how much you see in the personality of Srila Prabhupada fixed on the Vedic knowledge. When they told about so-called moon landing to Prabhupada, Prabhupada said, I can be wrong. Shastra cannot be wrong. One time in the 2nd canto, I always quote, Prabhupada says, common sense can be wrong, but Shastra cannot be wrong. So that is the one we look at Acharya, what kind of Acharya you want? Fixed on the absolute truth. Why? Because it's deriving everything from the scriptures. Anytime you see Prabhupada, always all the decisions, Shrotiyam Brahmanishtam. Brahmanishtam means includes Guru Sadhu Shastra all. Fixed on what they say. So even if the mind says something else, get off. Brahmanishtam. have to be fixed on the absolute truth. And today, that's a misfortune in Kali Yuga, and so many religions. These are all, anybody knows what is this religion. So-called follow the Rishivadeva who plug their hair. We don't want to name because people become hurt. It's a fact. Not only this, don't want to blacklist one. Practically all the religions are degraded today, not at all interested in the authorities of their religion. They just concocted something. They work by their experience. They don't go by the absolute authority of the Brahman, absolute truth. They don't go. Authority of the Guru, Sadhu, Shastra, they don't go. They just concoct. And then what the result is going to be? Now these acharyas, why it is going to be a failure? It is not dogmatic. Because Guru, Sadhu, Shastra, suppose we have in any line, not only in the Vedic spiritual line, in any line, they are the authorities. If you don't follow the authorities in any line, how we are going to make a progress? It is not possible in any line. You want to learn engineering, you have to accept the textbooks, standard textbooks, you have to accept the experts in that field, then you can learn something. Correct? But that's relative knowledge. But in absolute knowledge, and presently we have 4 defects. What are the 4 defects? Our senses are not perfect, we easily get into illusion, we make mistakes and a cheating propensity. Now with these 4 defects, how is it possible that you'll figure out how to go back to kingdom of Krishna? How is it possible? It is not possible. So therefore, and just think a madman can't figure out what he should do. He should listen to somebody else. So we are also mad today. We are deranged. From a spiritual point of view, somebody looks at our activity, he thinks we are madman. Mad or what? Why are you behaving in this way? Already we are suffering. And instead of rectifying ourselves, that is the purpose of suffering. Instead of rectifying ourselves, correct, we can understand we are suffering in so many ways. Maya is hitting us left, right, center, grossly and subtly. We are experiencing death, we are experiencing old age. They are all unnecessarily sufferings. And instead of understanding that God has placed me into suffering so that I can rectify myself, I am doing more sinful activities, further complicating my condition. It's mad, no? Nunam pramatta kurte vikarma. We become mad actually. Yata indriya priti apnoti. Nasadu mane asat atmanoya asanapi klesha dashadeya. Can't we see that we are already suffering due to past sinful activity and want to do more? So actually we are mad in the perspective of the great acharyas. But to save ourselves, it is very important to fix ourselves under the words, revealed words of the Sadhu Shastra Guru. And it's not that we have to follow dogmatically, we cannot try to understand. But that's the way to learn. Not this, you create some fancy system of religion, which is a fashion in Kali. Something they create, and as one version is as good as another version. So-called authorities come, yatomat, tatopat, they destroyed the whole Vedics. Today, if you look in even in the Indian communities, all the leaders of so-called Vedic authority are all Mayavadis. All are Mayavadis. Take all the leaders, so-called who represent the Vedic culture today, all Mayavadis. So misfortunate. Then what is to be accepted? Now this is not that Bhagavatam is simply saying that people in the age of Kali are more inclined to accept a religious system. That's true. Hardly anybody will find in this world today who actually wants to follow the authority of the Vedas. So rare. So Rishivadeva activity, Rishivadeva is the Paramahamsa. The Paramahamsa stage, person almost becomes mad because he is indifferent to this world at all. Shukadeva Goswami will consider mad by today's standard. Rishivadeva will consider mad by today's. Even Nityananda and also sometimes play the behavior of Avaduta. Avaduta means practically mad from normal world. Many devotees, great devotees, practically even Prahlad Maharaj used to, if you see his behavior in the childhood, loudly shouting the name of the Lord, running, crying, people will say he's mad. Prabhupada used to say, now who is mad? Either we are mad or you are mad. Because people say we are mad. What we are doing, simply sitting chanting. But we may say you are mad. That famous example that is put on record. Once somebody met Prabhupada and he asked Prabhupada, Prabhupada, tell him one thing, one visitor, whole life you practice Krishna consciousness. Suppose at the end you come to know there is no Krishna. Don't you think it will be all waste? So Prabhupada says, see, what is wrong anyway, even if I come to know there is no Krishna? Because I am living a pure life, sinless life. Anyway it's good, no? For the world. But what if you come to know at the end of life there is God, Krishna? You lead a sinful life, you do all obnoxious activities, and then at the end of life you come to know there is God. Then anyway the life was waste, and now next life is going to be a terror for you. You're going to go to hell. So actually devotees are safely placed even from that perspective. But no, we don't have a worry. Prabhupada says we have no worries because we are firmly following the Acharyas. So when some devotees came to India and then people are speaking that Yatho Mat Tato, but so much to them. Arey, what do you say? Because there they heard one explanation of Bhagavad Gita from Acharya. But in India they came, so many people are speaking so much rubbish. The devotees became a little bewildered. Prabhupada, they said that, they said that, they said that. Prabhupada said, we accept the authority of the Goswamis. That's all. Don't waste your time with all this. Shrotiyam Brahma Nistham. That is what Srila Prabhupada has shown. That is what devotion Prabhupada has always shown. And that is what we should learn. Srila Prabhupada ki, Srimad Bhagavatam ki.